If a graph is symmetric with respect to the y-axis and the point 5, comma 8 is on the graph, then the point negative 5, 8 is also on the graph. That makes sense. So let's graph that out. And let's think about some notation ways to do it. So we have our function. They tell us it's symmetric. Let's move our graph down a little bit so we have some more room. And so they tell us it's symmetric about the y-axis. So just like with the x-axis, that means if we fold it over the y-axis, it lands back in on itself. And they tell us it goes through the point 5, comma 8. So let's do our best to do something that has x-axis symmetry and then goes through the point 5, comma 8. Maybe, I guess I do want to be good about this. 5, comma 8. There we go. So that has x-axis symmetry. It goes through the point. It has y-axis symmetry. You fold it over the y-axis, it lands back in on itself. And it has the point 5, comma 8. Also has the point negative 5, comma 8. Which makes sense. That's just how y-axis symmetry is going to work. But then I wanted us to think about a little notation here too. So this is our function f of x, right? And remember how we say this. So this is like our x value, and this is us plugging in that x value to find the y value. So f of x is like the y value. So what I want us to look at here is the fact that when we did f of 5, so when we plugged in 5 into this function, we got the same thing as when we plugged in negative 5, right? And that's how these y-axis symmetry functions are going to work. And so the notation that we have behind that is that f of x is going to be equal to f of negative x. So see how they're saying if you plug in x, you get the same thing as if you plug in negative x. And that's like equation-wise, if you didn't want to graph it all out, that's how you would show that a function has y-axis symmetry, which we'll be doing momentarily on the few next problems. But just, think about the picture mainly. Y-axis symmetry. You know what it means to have y-axis symmetry. It means when you flip it over the y-axis, it's just the same graph.